Let me start over.
Please.
Okay, Jesus and I were having a conversation here about the necessities of life. First and foremost, we had a conversation last week about the importance of money in our lives. And when you come into money and you come into a lump sum of money, we agreed upon getting it out of our hands as quickly as possible. And money is inherently evil, and society in itself inundates you with this desire, and it's subliminal. It's a desire to go ahead and define wants as needs. And in so doing, people spend their money on frivolous crap. Now, we came into basically a dichotomy of differences of thought, Jesus and I did, in that there are certain things that we could consider that are necessary. And once we achieve those things, be it water, food, clothing, like say coffee or tobacco or shaving cream, just simple things. Once we achieve them, we spend money on them. But just because, I gave this example, is if you had a huge steak dinner that's in front of you, all prepared, all the trimmings, and it could actually make 2 meals instead of 1, and you eat it all at once because you've been impoverished for such a long time, that you need to go ahead and curb that mentality. It's an impoverished mentality.
Amen. All right, now.
Go. Okay.
That's perfect. Now, I walked into a pawn shop and I see a laptop. And at one point, Peter had sent me some money. I had enough for the laptop, but I didn't have enough for the alcohol. Now, I wanted the alcohol and I wanted the laptop. But my immediate needs at that time was the alcohol to get me out of the pain. So in that sense, the alcohol became more valuable than the laptop. Because the laptop symbolized music and all those things, but that's not a desire I had to do by myself. That's Peter's gift. That's something between me and Peter. So every one of my disciples knows how I feel about money. I never handle it. I put it down and we share it all according to our needs. When I do get money, it's usually gone that day because every dollar is already accounted for. Now, I asked Thaddeus a question yesterday. I said, if everything you needed was given to you for free, would you have any thought that money had value? It would just be paper. Money itself is a tool. The biggest thing that the family has to learn is everybody is holding on to a portion of one big bank. The first thing I teach is what is really needed. Everything centers around your spiritual peace. Without your spiritual peace, you cannot enjoy anything. What's the point of having it? But when you have your spiritual peace and these things get added to it, it becomes enhanced.
Amen.
All right, now go ahead and continue your thought. Make sure it's on you. Wait, where are you?
You just pointed. There you go.
There we go.
You got it. All right. Now, furthermore, I didn't want to confuse anyone with the idea of that being an impoverished mentality to eat the whole steak at once. But see, what this is it's impoverished in that if you've gone hungry, you've been on the street, you've gone hungry, and you don't know where your next meal is from, and what you do is you go ahead and you eat it all because you didn't have it before, and you just decided, okay, eat it all up. And when you have more of a stable area, you know, an apartment, refrigerator where you can save it for later. You know, that's all I was getting at, was that it's important to go ahead and know what you need at that particular time and not give in and to wants, because you know, if you go to a restaurant, they put this huge portion on your plate, you think that's normal to go ahead and eat that, when you could actually make it last longer and you'd be healthier for it.
Amen. Amen to that. And you know, your dad, if we're teaching about money, that means we're about to have a lot of tools. I love you. See you soon.